Ladies and gentlemen, web developer salaries are on the decline. Now, less than a year ago, I came on here with a vibe of celebration, joy and happiness because hark the herald angels sing, yes, in London they were paying £1,000 per day for developers. Specifically, it was developers who are working on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, I don't know too much about that, but I have a friend who does know about that, and he assures me it's kind of basic stuff. You could do that. So, a year ago, you could have been in London earning equivalent of, if we do the conversion, about $1,300 per day. Well, this is indeed.co.uk and I haven't done any prep. All I did was a search for developer and London. And when we look at the jobs, look at this, 30 to 45 per year. That is shameful. I mean, a year ago, that would have been 65, easily 65 to 75. We move down the list, there are another 35 to 45. We move on down. There are node developers, 30,000 to 70. They won't pay the 70, they'll pay nearer the 30. We move on down. Everywhere I go, there's a 35. Now, look, this is page 1. There's 25 per year. Can you believe it? This is London. This is the best paying city on the planet Earth. And the salaries are going through the floor. By the way, I handpicked London because it's the best. You go to any other city and it's dismal. Now, I'm not going to bore you with this, but I've been looking through these jobs here. And I'm telling you, the salaries for web developers are going through the floor. What on earth is going on? What does this mean and how should we respond? I'll tell you very quickly and I won't mess about. First of all, the economy is on the brink. I know this because I've got clients who work in finance and they've been telling me recently that a lot of customers are being declined for credit. The last time I saw this happen was 2008, and we all know how that worked out. There are lots of people on YouTube discussing that, so you can look that up and make your own mind up. Secondly, now this is a controversial theory of mine about web development. Nobody else is saying this, but I'm just going to lay it on you. I've been doing this long enough to remember a time when there was no such thing as a front-end or a back-end developer. There were only web developers. Now, some of those web developers who were around in the 90s, and I count myself as one of them, we were not always the most graceful bunch on the planet, but we got shit done. It's only fairly recently that web developers have so proudly categorized themselves, and now, you know, most web developers would say, I'm a front-end developer or I'm a back-end developer. I see it happening everywhere. Now, there's another thing going on, which is that if you look at any of the web development conferences, take for example ZendCon, what you'll see is a steady stream of middle-aged guys selling management stuff like DevOps and Agile. You'll hardly ever hear them talking about any sort of technological advancement. No. The aficionados of the web development universe have now got into the business of selling management stuff. Now, by the way, just as a quick edit, I spent a solid half hour there finding clips of all these middle-aged dudes selling their management bullshit at various ZendConf events, and I was going to upload that. However, I decided not to because I don't want to pick on any particular person. And also, in fairness, I'm not saying everybody at ZendConf or everybody at any conference is a duff developer. There are great developers and great speakers who go to those events.
Hi, I'm Adam Culp, one of the speakers of ZenCon and Open Enterprise 2018. Come join me as we explore what makes applications of all types enterprise ready. I'll share a case study of proven methods to determine when an application should be modernized, and provide decisional models to help business quantify what the best choices are for doing so.
All right, I apologize. I couldn't resist it, right? I mean, you know, sometimes it's just too good, you know? Now, this has been one of the most heavily edited videos that I've ever made. I have a version, you know, of this video that has me saying at the end of it, well, to be honest, I don't really know what the guy's talking about, so maybe I'm the idiot here. And I was going to send you that. But then I thought, well, I don't really think there's any virtue in self-deprecation. I don't think there's anything good or valuable in you or I pretending that we are blundering idiots. The truth is, we all know exactly what the guy's talking about. He's talking about managerial horse shit. Now, again, in fairness, look, maybe the dude has something awesome to bring to the table, and bless him, and that's cool. I'm not knocking him in particular. In fact, maybe it's me. I don't know. The challenge is, I don't see anyone turning up at any conferences and showing me something that blows the audience away. We are not having Steve Jobs moments on those stages, you know. It's just, all I'm seeing is just managerial stuff over and over and over and over. And when you do that, when you allow the managers to take over the industry, well, what happens is that morale goes through the floor, standards go through the floor, and everybody loses. The business owners lose, the developers lose, everybody loses. And I just think the whole thing is a losing game, and I'm the only YouTuber who has spoken about this. Nobody else is talking about this. I mean, bless you, Steph Mischuk, but all I'm seeing is, what does it take to become a good developer and generic shit like that. I'm the guy, well, not shit, he does good videos, but I'm saying stuff here that nobody's talking about, you know? And I hope that you folks will appreciate that. I suppose I should try and end on a slightly more positive note by saying how we should, or suggesting how we should respond to this in an intelligent manner. And there's really three things that I would say, and I'll just quickly batter through them. The first thing is, I think there's a lot to be said for being really, really adaptable, you know? Now, everybody's watching this. When you hear me talking about front end and back end, I know that you're all sitting saying, yeah, I'm a full stack guy. Who cares? I'm full stack. Look, forget full stack, okay? Let's go way beyond full stack. I'm talking about just being an expert, a web expert. Imagine a scenario where 1 week you're doing web development, next week you're doing SEO. Who knows, maybe the next day you're going to do AdWords or article writing or A/B split testing or email marketing. The developers who are adaptable, who can pick something up over a weekend, maybe some course somewhere, and then just go out and do that, those people will thrive in any marketplace. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I think there's a lot to be said for speed. Now, I would say that because I'm very close to launching a course which I'm calling Speed Coding Academy. But seriously, I mean, if you just look at the brass tacks, right, let's just go practical here. Let's assume that there is a market downturn. Now, maybe there won't be. I don't have a crystal ball, right? But if there is, then the good news is there's always going to be a demand for developers, at least until the robots show up in about 6 years' time, right? But we've got about 6 years of this, and that's good. The bad news is that the amount that the developers can charge is going through the floor. However, if you are an incredibly fast developer, if you can build apps quickly, well, what does this mean? All right, so maybe instead of selling an online shop for $2,000, you might only get $500, which would be a disaster. But check this out. If you can build 4 online shops in a week, crack open the champagne. you're going to do just fine. So I think that speed is a major thing. Finally, and I think this is possibly stating the obvious if you know me by now, listen, don't let anyone pigeonhole you, and never pigeonhole yourself. I'm telling you, this whole business of I'm a front end guy, I'm a back end developer, whatever, this is disempowering. You have the ability to be anything you want. You could be the best web designer on the planet Earth, or even the best developer on the planet Earth. Yes, you.